is going on, everybody? What's happening, man? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of SWAC Smoke. This is episode number 155. We got Jerome in the house. You got tour guy C. Wells in the house, and a big soldier. He's somewhere trying to. I think he's trying to get back in. What's going on, JB, man? What's happening, man? Welcome to the show. So, like I said, once we get Big Soldier in here, we'll have everybody in here. How y'all doing today, man? Y'all welcome in. Like I say, welcome in. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna have a little more fun. Jerome got a couple more questions he want to ask, and we're gonna, go over a couple other things. But first off, Jerome, man, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, everybody. Just been busy with work. But I've been trying to get that out of the way so I can be ready for this upcoming season. I'm just looking forward to next Saturday at the SWAC Challenge. That's all.
Yeah, it's crazy that you think about it, man. And it's like the season is literally here.
It's like 9 days, 10 days.
It feel like, it feel like it's still got weeks away, but it's right here. So we're gonna start to get more into what's going on with the season. We're gonna start getting ready, getting into previews of games, and we're gonna talk a lot about the SWAC Challenge next week. What's going on, E Moore, man? What's happening with you? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Mr. Body? What's up, Big Rick? What's happening, everybody? Welcome in. We got a couple questions I want Jamie G to answer, but he ain't here yet. He was, and then he wasn't. So we're gonna wait for him. But Jerome, start off with you can start off with some questions.
Want me to start off with a question?
Yeah.
All right. I got last week we was going through the football teams, and I left two teams off. I didn't get a chance to mention them, and that's UAPB. And I'm just curious, and I'm asking the UAPB fans, will the pregame motivational speeches translate to wins? Because I listened to their coach when I saw him at the SWAC Media Day. He had me ready to go suit up and play. So I'm just curious to see, are they going to be able to come up and just add to their victory total from last season? That's all.
I think one of the things that I will say about Coach Hampton, especially last year, watching his press conferences, I think he is a hell of a pregame speech guy. I think he's a hell of a guy that can say what he needs to say. And I always say he got that Coach Odom's energy in him. But at some point, you gotta kind of translate that, and I don't know how much that can actually translate to wins. I think at some point you got to start to get your talent level up, and you got to kind of, actually do them X's and O's. And right now, I think it's fine with the position that they're in to kind of be one of those guys that just kind of, say the right things and try to push the guys. But if you followed that team last season, you could tell that didn't really go that far for them. But I guess he had a hell of a speech at halftime against Texas Southern because they made a huge comeback in that game. So that go to Big Soldier. What's going on?
They brought in some transfers. They got a receiver from FAMU that they brought in, Kareem Burke, and he's a player. So he's gonna add some electricity to whatever they have over there, in my opinion. And so they, I'm not saying they're going to challenge for the SWAC, but can they at least get up and come back and bite somebody, keep somebody down from making it into the championship game or something, just causing a big upset? Do they have that in them?
Yeah, I like the comments say, this is honestly probably year one for them. Teams like that, I always say that first year for a coach is like year zero. That's for a team that gives coaches time, because you started from scratch. And they had a small recruiting class last season. So this year, the first year, they got pretty decent size. Like you said, they was more active in the portal this year. So this really is they first year. And I think, just like you said, that they could be one of them teams that got mess up your Saturday, so to speak. You know, if you come in there, you know, riding high from the week before, or you looking ahead to the week after, and they, you know, they can catch you because they got some talent. They Jonas Davis, their running back, I think he can be a really solid back in the conference last season. He had almost 300 yards in his first 2 games before he got hurt. He had 151, I think, against Tennessee State last season. So that's a guy that can carry the ball for you. If he can stay healthy, like you say, they added some receivers. Quarterback is a work in progress, but I think they got an opportunity, man. If they can, you know, put some things together and stay healthy, I think they got an opportunity to kind of steal some wins from somebody. I want to also kind of in between questions and stuff, I want to talk about a couple of teams and what y'all expect from them, like win total wise. So we'll start off with Pine Bluff. Big Soldier, you good now?
I don't know, man. Street Yard, this thing kicked me out 3 times already, man.
I like what's going on with him. So what we gonna kick them off again? Oh man, I hope he get right. What? Just I'm gonna run real quick through their schedule, Pine Bluff, and I want you to give me your win total. Once I run through the schedule, I'm gonna give you mine first, and then you can go. They open up at University of Arkansas. They get Arkansas Baptist at home, Tennessee State at home. Tennessee State in Memphis in Southern Heritage Classic. They get Central Arkansas at home. Bye week at Alcorn, Prairie View at home, at Grambling, Valley at home, at Jackson, Alabama A&M at home, at Southern, and then Texas Southern at home. I said I give them 2 wins right now. I give them 2 wins. We're gonna see what we can do with Big Soldier, man. For some reason he can't get on, but I give them 2 wins because I think it's gonna be tough for them.
I got 2 in the possible. 2 in the possible. So that'll be, I hate to call it out like this, but it'll probably be Texas Southern and Valley will be their best opportunities, in my opinion, to get a win. And then it's possible they come up and bite somebody any one of those other games, especially Tennessee State.
Yeah, they played them really tight last season. You know, they lost by, I think, 10 due to a blocked field goal that Tennessee State ran back for a touchdown. So I think they got an opportunity. 4 is possible if they put some things together. Obviously Arkansas Baptist should be a win. You know, that should be a win. If they lose that game, then they may not win a game. So I'm not even looking at it that way. I think they can get 3 conference wins if, like you say, they get Valley and Texas Southern, and then you got Alabama A&M at home. That's probably your best bet because A&M, who know where they're gonna be at on November 9th. Southern is that's a game possible. Southern looking toward their bye week, depending on how their season going. I hate that game before the bye week, before the Bayou Classic, because you never get a good effort from that team because they always kind of looking ahead to being off and getting right. Man, I don't think StreamYard like you, man.
It cut me out one more time.
You good?
Cut me out.
How many wins you think Pine Bluff gonna get, Big Soldier?
Probably 2.
2? Yeah, we all kind of in agreement. I think, like I said, I think it's possible if they make some things happen. But I think they got a pretty tough slate in conference play, just being who they are. So that thing to kick them off again.
Wow.
I think he might be having a problem like I had before. I'm gonna see if I can hit him up. What should go to your next question, Jerome, and then we'll go like that.
All right, since you talk about the distractions, Southern going into the game off key or whatever, going into looking ahead into the Bayou Classic. Do you think off-field distractions automatically disqualify your team from winning a championship? Be it from the administrative side, internal team distraction, or just your team living the whole college lifestyle. Does that automatically translate to you not winning the championship?
I think I do think I don't know if it disqualifies you, but I think it makes it a whole lot tougher for you. I think when you're in that kind of position, it tests what the makeup of your team is, and I think I really think it depends on what the distraction is. If it's like a lame duck coach or something like that, you know what I'm saying? I think that can really hold you back. If it's something like administrative off the field, I don't think that really got a lot to do with the players. I think they can tune that kind of stuff out. My biggest off the field concern is always like homecoming and games against teams that you should beat.
College lifestyle.
The college lifestyle, that kind of stuff. I'm always concerned about that kind of stuff because them 18 to 22-year-old dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was 18, I was dumb. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you kind of get caught up. You can do your best to shield them from that kind of stuff, but reading their own headlines and stuff like that. So I think it just depends on the severity of the distraction because some of that stuff, I think, some of it sometimes teams can use that to pull them together. But I think most of them they can kind of survive.
I used to get a gauge on FAMU football team during the week. I used to ask one of my kids that's up there, you seen the football players? They'd be like, no, I ain't seen them. We ain't seen them. Let's see. I'd be like, oh, okay. I know they pretty much, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
We kind of know that they locked in and they be focused. It ain't like they out and living the college lifestyle. That's why I kind of asked that question.
Yeah, like I say, I think you can always, if you kind of in tune with some of the guys, you can always tell when they really locked in. Just by the way they approaching things, the way they talking. Now one thing I don't like, and it happens a bit, is when you get to talking back and forth with somebody before a game, like online and stuff. Like these players know each other, they got their socials and stuff. Or fans or something. When that kind of stuff come up, I worry because I'm like, you're gonna start to try too hard to make some things happen. And I always say when the guy does the most talking, he typically be the one to not have a good game. I just want to throw an example out there and then we'll move on. In 2013, we was playing Northwestern State, and our senior linebacker, who was the captain on the team, he said in the newspaper. Now keep in mind that we was coming off of a 5-6 season or a 4-7 season, but he said that Northwestern State was garbage. He said that in the newspaper. Now, right. I didn't think they was a good team, but that's not, right. You don't say that kind of stuff. And we lost like 56-7 or 56-13 or something like that. And he had 0 tackles as a starting linebacker. So that's the kind of stuff that I feel like I don't like. But other than that, I think most stuff can honestly maybe bring a team together.
Right. You going with an over under?
Yeah, let's we'll do we'll do an East one. I don't know what I did.
Do Bethune. Okay. Let them be first at something. Let them be first at something. Or second at least. At something. Give them second.
All right, we'll get to the Wildcats. So since they like the
let them be second at least.
They'll be first. They'll be first in the East. All right, here we go. Bethune Cookman, and we got a Wildcat that checked in. in a minute. So we it looked like it's gonna be me and you, Jerome, because Big Soldier having some problem getting on, so he gonna hang out in the comments. I don't know what's going on with him today, but we can hold it down. All right, they open up their season at USF. They get Mercer at home. They go to Western Michigan. They get Clark Atlanta at home. They get Bama State at home. Then they get a bye week. They go to Alabama A&M. They go to Valley. They get Jackson at home. They get Grambling at home. They go to Southern, and then Texas Southern, and then the Florida Classic.
Oh, okay. In my opinion, on the high side, I see 7 wins. That's on the high. And on the low, I see 5. That's the best way I can put it. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put them one game above 500. I'm gonna give them 7 wins. I'm gonna give them 7.
I don't feel as strongly as you do. I do think that they have some games that they do have a chance to win. I think they got a good chance of winning the majority of their home games. I think the JSU game gonna probably be their toughest game in SWAC at home, and Bama State. So if they can, whatever they do with them 2 games, they got a lot of other games that they can win. You got Alabama A&M, I think is possible. They beat them last year. You got Valley is possible. Well, they traded wins back and forth, but Valley, Valley is Valley. Grambling is interesting. And because that's a home game, that's a long trip for Grambling. Who knows what how they can handle it. Southern is an interesting matchup because they were neck and neck with Southern for a while before they kind of had some turnovers and fell behind by a decent margin. And then
the Classic is not interesting. The Classic is not going to be interesting. So before you even get to that.
Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button, please. It might not be interesting, but I think they can fight for a while. When it comes to games like that, I just never discount the underdog. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm giving them I'm gonna give them 4 because I'm gonna say they're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna give them 4 because I think they're gonna. I just don't see it right now. They just one of them teams, and that's no offense to my Bethune people. Their offense worries me. I know they brought in some new guys and everything, but they have to be able to generate some points. I think their defense is gonna be fine. I think they had one underrated defense in the league last year. I think they're gonna be fine. I'm gonna give them 4 with a possible 5, but I'm gonna go 4.
They brought in a big time quarterback down there. That's gonna be scary, I think. So and then they I'm sure they got a running back, and they always keep some speed from Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. So I guess that's just some of my inside knowledge on Bethune, but I feel like they're gonna beat more people than you realize, and that could be coming off of Rattler losing to them 8 times in a row or 9 times in a row or whatever it was. I don't care to remember, but
hey, once it's broken, you ain't got to count it no more.
I believe they're gonna be better than a lot of people realize.
Like I said, I'm just I'm just not as high, but it's not impossible. I think they got a manageable schedule. And I know they've been recruiting well. I think it just got to translate if they can get their offense on par, because I think the defense gonna still be good. De'Aris Thomas is a guy on defense y'all need to look out for. That dude is nice. I think they got a chance, but I'm not there yet. I could get there, but I'm not there yet. So you want to do another question, or you want to do another over under? Let's alternate.
Where we at now then? Where we at? We need a question?
Yeah, we need a question.
All right. Let me see what I got. Let me see. I'm going to start it off. Why don't anybody mention JSU schedule? Because if it was FAMU and we had Lincoln, who they got? Lane on their schedule.
Yeah, Lane.
And that right there, the Division II, everybody will be up in arms. But ain't nobody mentioning it. Their schedule is set up for them to win the SWAC East or the SWAC Championship at least. Especially the first part. Now, once it gets towards the end of the schedule, they got a little gauntlet that they're going to have to walk. But they could come into the FAMU game undefeated. They schedule so light. They got a first-year coach in ULM. You know, they supposedly done out recruited them. Then they got the Division II game that they come in. Then they got the 2 SWAC games that don't even count. So it don't even matter. They go in there real loosey-goosey. That's a question I got.
Well, they like you said, they schedules do set up for them really nicely. I'm gonna run through it since we here. I think, okay, like you said, open up at ULM. You get Lane at home, then you get Southern at home. You go to Grambling, which is always interesting. But I don't think Grambling will be there at that point. They go to Texas Southern. You get Alabama A&M in Mobile again. You get a bye week. Then you get FAMU at Bethune, Pine Bluff at home, Valley at home, and then you close out on the road for 2 straight weeks at Alabama State and at Alcorn. I think they schedule, especially in conference, I think their schedule shapes up really nicely because you open up actual conference play with Texas Southern. That should be a win. You know, I think that should be a win. You get a bye week. You get Alabama A&M, which I think I think A&M going to give them a go, but I think they still can win that game. Then you get a bye week before FAMU. That's your toughest game in the early portion of conference play. After that, you get 3 games that you should win, and I do think Bethune is going to probably be the toughest out of them 3 because it's in Daytona. You get Bethune, Pine Bluff, and Valley, and then them 2 games at the end is going to make or break. So I think, like you said, I think they got a good chance of coming into conference play and coming into the last couple of weeks with at most 1 conference loss.
Right. So, but don't nobody really make a lot of mention of it, really. But they got a good chance, and like you say, it's basically, to me, it boiled down to the 3 games between FAMU, Alabama State, and Alcorn, really. And then the Grambling game don't count though. The Grambling game.
Yeah, they don't count.
Yeah.
So I like I say, the only thing that I don't like is that if you're looking at it from a JSU perspective, and I know they ain't gonna really care because they feel like they're gonna win regardless. I don't like them 2 games being on the road back to back. I think if you make it through Bama State, then Alcorn gonna be waiting in the wings. Depending on how Alcorn is, we really don't even know how good Alcorn gonna be. I'm high on Alcorn, but other people may not be. So they say pay them no mind. Don't worry about them.
Yeah. Nah, I got my eyes on them.
I do think I think they got the best chance to put up the best record in terms of overall wins than most people, because I think the schedule set up nicely. That don't mean they're gonna win the conference, but having 3 non-conference games and a possible 4th. I mean, if you beat ULM, then I think you're gonna have a really good team. Not, winning an FBS game, regardless of how bad that team is still a good mark for you. So if they come out that game with a win, they're gonna tear through that beginning of the schedule before they bye week. So they're gonna be at worst 5-1 or whatever going into the bye week, 5-2 or something like that. But they schedule set up really nicely. There's no denying that.
Yeah, I'm not hating on it. That's good. That's FAMU kind of did something like that last year. Their schedule was set up to win, so it's just that can they take advantage of it? That's all. Can they take advantage of it being set up like that? Because it may not come like that, set up like that again.
Yeah,
Plus, we coming up there. We got to come up there. Wait, they got to have to come to Tallahassee next year, so that'll be different.
Yeah, like I said, that's a game changer to me when you got that matchup becoming a home and home affair. That changes a whole lot, because having a home field advantage or having to go on the road to play somebody that you're not really familiar with playing in that environment is going to change a lot of things.
Yeah,
man, I don't know what's going on with Big Soldier. He can't get his stuff right.
I'm sure he got something he want to say about because I've been talking about Jackson State.
Yeah, he had to try to get in there. So, do you throw out your win total for JSU this season?
I got JSU on the high. I'm gonna give them 9 wins. That'll be 9-3. That'll be great for them. That's what if they did that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I feel like 9-3. That puts you in a good position to win the conference. I think everything shapes up for them. So I'm in agreement with that one.
Nah, they won't get one of them wins against FAMU. Want to make that clear. So don't think I'm picking them to beat FAMU. That won't be one of the wins. We'll be one of the losses.
I hear you. I feel you on that. A little too early. It's a little too early in the season for me to really go crazy with my Southern prediction. But when it comes game week, I'm with my team all the way. But
it's inevitable.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. So let's get another question.
You want another question? Let's see. I ain't gonna. Best coaching staff in the SWAC. Who you think that is? Who you think is the best coaching staff? I'm gonna give you my opinion. Huh? I'm gonna give you my opinion. I'm the voice of reason.
Oh yeah, that's what you're here for.
I think, me just looking with all this going on at FAMU and stuff, so I'm not gonna pick FAMU because I'm gonna say I don't know. So right now, if I had to start a coaching staff, it would be Alabama State. I like Eddie Robb. That's what I think.
I like Bama State, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think when you got a coach that's defensive minded, you can put somebody in that position to run your offense and not worry. I like the way they've been doing things. I like the way the program is moving. I do like some of the things they're doing, and that's a good pick. I would honestly I would. I know a lot of people don't want to say it because the coach is new, but I still think FAMU staff is really high, man, because they value all aspects of the game, and they definitely value special teams, which I think is like vital for a team. The head coach obviously is going to be the biggest question, but I think I think he can get it done. So I would say them if I wouldn't put my team as the top, but I would throw my staff in there. But since you didn't do FAMU, I'm not gonna do Southern. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I ain't want to be no homer. That's why I gave that disclaimer. I ain't want to be no homer and just say FAMU because I want to be, like I say, the voice of reason. So that's why.
Yeah, and like I know Southern got a lot of work to do, but when you look at experience, man, there's no staff that's probably as experienced as them. That I'm not, so when it comes to experience, I think Southern got the most experience in any coaching staff because they got guys that's been around forever. That don't translate to win, so y'all don't go crazy in the comments. But I think the possibility is there if things fall right. But I go with FAMU as a staff, man, because I just like the way that program is run, and I don't think it's gonna be that big of a difference in that aspect. We still got to see the game, but right now I like the way things are moving.
It's quiet down there. They're keeping it quiet and they focus. I can tell you that much from what I see here.
I like as an outside person, I like quiet from a team. Now when I'm like when it's your team, I don't, because I like to know everything that's going on. So in that aspect, I like that. I like not a lot of talking coming out, letting people find out what's going on with you when the game starts. You want to find out what's going on, you buy a ticket. So let's do the Rattlers with they win total. I'm sure you're familiar with the schedule, but I'm gonna run through it real quick for everybody. Everybody else. Games next Saturday. No.
Y'all already know. Y'all ain't gotta. Come on, we can skip them.
I'm gonna just run through it for me. We done been through it a bunch of times already, but Norfolk State, South Carolina State, at Miami, at Troy. Well, you got bye week then at Troy, Alabama A&M, Alabama State in Montgomery, bye week at Jackson State, Southern at home.
That's when we get to the main course right there. Alabama State and Jackson State. That's the main course right there. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest part right there.
Yeah,
like I said, Texas Southern at home, Prairie View at home. Prairie View at Prairie View, Valley at home, and then the Florida Classic.
The dessert. Prairie View, we get to the dessert. We get to the dessert.
I still feel like I'm not gonna be as high as you. I like my prediction because a lot of people didn't like it, but I think 8-4, and I think 8-4 still with a 6-2 conference record is a SWAC championship appearance. So I think 8-4. I would love for 1-4 to be Southern, but I can't jump off that cliff right now. What's happening, Zoe? What's going on, man?
We got to be at least 9-3. At least 9-3, man. We got the that's the standard, as y'all say, right there. That's what that's just what it is in family right now. We got to win at least 9 games.
It's very possible, but like I said, I just felt like I felt like that was a good. I wasn't ready to jump off a cliff with this team yet. You can do that because that's your team.
Go ahead.
Zoe say 7-5 or 6-6.
Zoe say we're gonna lose to Alabama A&M. I know. That's why they gonna lose to Bethune when they go to Daytona.
Oh, I love it. I think it, like I said, I think the sky's the limit, honestly, for the team. I think the first few weeks of the team is going to tell the tale. So, you got a couple games early that you should win. You played well in them. I think everything's going to fall into place by the time you get to Bama State. So, if you come out of Bama State with a win, I think all bets is off, and fam, you're going to be on to the races.
All of them hard, though, for real, honestly. All of them going to be tough. Norfolk State gonna be tough because this is our first game out the gate with the new coach and the yada yada yada, coming off the championship. So that's gonna be a tough game for us to get our feet up under us. Then when we come home, we got South Carolina State. Everybody and their mama want us to lose to them, so they picking us to lose to them. So that's gonna be tough. Then we got the University of Miami. I ain't gonna even speak on that one right now. You know what I'm saying? I would say we had a chance, but they done separated the gap a little bit from us. Now Troy, that's the one that's impossible. That's not impossible. And then we go into the SWAC play. after that. And y'all see what our record is in the SWAC. So I mean, you know, that's self-explanatory after that. That's how I come up with the total.
Hey, you started off so humble, then you just jumped. I like it, man. You was like cruising.
Okay.
No. Stand on it. Hey, you remember that one video with the dude was like, they had us in the first half?
No. Okay. Well, Alabama State, we got to go up there. It's going to be their homecoming game. They're going to be hyped up. So that's going to be a tough game for us. Every game that we play is going to be hard. It's going to be hard for us. We're going to have to grind it out. We're going to have to strain, as the coaches say, and so on and so forth. So, you know, but we've been living this life now for 5 years or so. So, you know, that's just what it is.
Hey, what they say, the standard is the standard. So if that's the standard y'all just set, then
and that really ain't bragging. That's just what it has been. So you got to expect the same. You know, that's just what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, until proven otherwise, you know, and that was always my approach to this team this season. You know, it's like until proven otherwise, you know, you got to kind of go with benefit of the doubt. I know a lot of people don't like that because, you know, you hard on other teams, but I think champ is a champ till somebody knock them off, unless they lost everything. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't lose everything. They lost a big piece now. You know, we can't discount the loss of Willie Simmons, but you know, we'll find out where that's at when these games kick off. Let's our results say y'all gonna lose to Troy, Miami, South Carolina State, Jackson, Bama A&M, and Bethune.
We'll be done really fell down in a rabbit hole if all that happened right there, boy. The wheels will be off if all that happened.
How bad? Let's look at it, because a lot of people ain't really looked at it that way. How bad would it be if something did happen and they went 6-6? Like would the Heat turn up?
Talking about on the coach?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he just got there, but I mean, the expectation is not to go 6-6. You know, it'll be hard to even see. It's hard to even see that happening. I haven't even really thought about that. So y'all got me stumped on that right there, because that is not what my mind is at 6-6. You know how long ago it's been since we've been 6-6? That ain't gonna happen, man. We look at the recruiting class just on talent alone, and our coaching core. It's not like they forgot to coach. They was coaching a lot of these same boys last season, and what the stuff that we brought in, it looked like on paper that they're gonna be better or equal to what we lost. So, you know, 6-6 is just, I think, out of the question. If we would have to lose all of them games, he said, you know, we have to lose them.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, you know, it's always, you know, one of them things that's always around the corner. But you know, I don't really think they're gonna fall that far.
Tell them to check with me in December.
Let's go ahead and do something. Let's get something and win total out the way. I'm gonna do like you and throw my number out first before I even read the schedule. I said it last week. I said it on my show. Until I see otherwise, I got something at 6-6. 4-4 in conference, perfectly down the middle. They do beat Grambling, that's for sure. At McNeese, Savannah State at home, at Jackson State, at Prairie View. Bye week, Nichols at home, take Southern on the road, Alcorn at home, at FAMU, at Alabama A&M, Bethune and Pine Bluff at home, bye week, then Grambling. I know, like I said, I know we're gonna beat Grambling. That's for sure. sorry to my TSU people, we're not losing to y'all ever again. And we beating Prairie View again. Them three games I know for sure. Pine Bluff 2. So that's 4 right there. Bethune, and then either McNeese or Alabama A&M. But I think the potential is there for Southern to win more games. But I'm playing super safe with 6.
I got y'all at 6-6. I think y'all a 500 team. Y'all will find 6 victories in there somewhere. I believe that, like you say, the experience on the coaching staff, they should be able to figure something out enough to come up with 6 victories within that schedule right there. Even though you're not gonna beat Grambling, I keep telling you that.
there's no way I can say we're gonna lose. Like, you know, that's just one of the games. There's no way I can say they're gonna lose, even if they got a team that's way better than mine. Other than what I'm doing, an actual prediction, I'm never gonna say they're gonna beat us. That's just the way it is in this household, man. If I said Grambling was gonna win, man, my chair would break underneath me. So I just can't do it right now. But
right.
I think we got, like I said, that McNeese game is gonna be huge. I don't like to put a lot of pressure on the first game of the season because it's the first game, and I think we got to have a good showing in that game. We done lost to McNeese 3 times in a row, but the 3 times we didn't play them, we lost to them. The last 2 times we lost them, we had chances to win them games, especially the last time. You got to make it out of that game, and other than that, it's one of them interesting schedules. It's not too hard, but FAMU and Alcorn in the middle, that's tough. Alcorn been a thorn in Southern Side for a long time. FAMU been a thorn in Southern Side. That's a tough stretch right there.
They on the road. Both of those on the road.
No, one on the road, one at home.
Homecoming.
Alcorn and homecoming.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, is Edwin in the chat?
Yeah, he here.
I got a question for Edwin. Can he, they've been doing the same drills from when he marched. Can he go out there and do it? At least the first drill, the first downfield drill. I know he could give me that right there.
You want some variety, you say?
He gonna talk noise to me, huh?
I said, you want some variety? You got an issue with the way we do our drills, the consistency that we have in our performances.
It can't help but be consistent. It can't help. It can't help. Because everyone can still do them. It got to be so. You ain't got no choice. They've been doing them a long time.
I don't like talking about my band like that, but when you go to,
well, I don't want to talk about no bands.
No. I was just gonna say when you go to every game, you get the experience and you know what's coming. So I think we're gonna be in for a treat here and now. They love to pull out some stops here and there. The thing, you gotta show up and find out.
My gripe with Southern is that okay, they'll pick at FAMU for messing up a formation here and there. You know what I'm saying? The dude being out of place, but at least they try something difficult or different. You understand what I'm saying? At least they try a circle or oval, maybe not even the circle, just an oval. Or they try a shape or something other than the square, triangle, just the diamonds and stuff like that. What did Edwin say?
Let's see what he said. He said he could march it. He not in shape to play it. But it's he said the same old drill look better than FAMU. So
he said he can march it. I know he can. I know it. I know I wasn't gonna be too far off from that right there. I know that. I believe that. Shoot.
I'm trying to see. They want to get Southern schedule up. I'm gonna see if I can get it. But let's continue. You wanna do another question?
I think I ain't got but one more question, and this for Zoe if he's still in the comments. This for Zoe. I just want to know, what do JSU drum majors be doing when they run off the field during the middle of halftime and take the knee and stuff? I just be curious about that part right there. The rest of the band be out there playing the latest Bobby Brown song, and they be on the sideline. I'm just curious about that right there from the JSU folks. I'm kind of, Jamie would be on here. He could answer that. What's that right there?
I'm trying to do something. I'm messing up right now. Don't pay me no mind.
Is Zoe still in the chat?
I don't know what's going on. I'm reading this thing ain't working right. Yeah, I'm not qualified to answer that question. That's out of my pay grade. So
all right. Well, we ain't got that's all I got. I thought Jamie G would have been in here. I could have, asked that to him, you know what I'm saying? But so that's all I got for tonight.
All right. Let's see if I can get this thing right. They wanted me to put Southern's schedule on the screen. I'm gonna see if I can get this slide to work right. For some reason, it ain't working right. Let's see. All right. This is we're gonna run through Southern schedule since it's on the big screen right here. For anybody who needed to see it. McNeese first week. Savannah State in the P. Richardson Classic. Jackson State in the Boombox Classic, which I don't like that name. Prairie View on the road in Baton Rouge, Texas. Nichols at home. That's a team I cannot stand at all. At Texas Southern, we're not losing them no more again. Alcorn at home for homecoming. I hate that. I hate we playing Alcorn for homecoming. FAMU. At Alabama A&M. That could be interesting depending on what's going on with Mena. Bethune-Cookman and Pine Bluff at home. Then I will win over Grambling. So that's Southern schedule. 12 games. Very interesting. I think we got a chance, but right now I'm playing safe with my pick. So I just want to put that up there real quick.
I mean, looking at that, I would say y'all ain't gonna win but 5 games, but
well, you said we're gonna lose the Grambling, so you already.
I know, so I gave you 6. I said 6, but looking at this actual schedule, I don't know. I'm shaking my head. I still don't know what Southern have though. So my picks will probably be different after I see the teams play. So y'all got to give me a little bit of grace right now.
Oh yeah, like I say, man. Right now, everything is an educated guess, man. We really don't know a lot about a lot of these teams. So that's why I look at it when there's no huge separation in the West right now to me because everybody got questions. It's just what team you prefer.
Same thing in the East.
Yeah, if we don't win them the second game, for sure, we lose the second game, man. All hell breaking loose. But it's time we got to beat McNeese, man. That's just.
Y'all got them at home, right?
No, we gotta go to McNeese.
Oh, you go to McNeese. I heard you say that's where all the black folks show out down there. They
turn out when we come down, man. Anywhere we go, Nichols, Northwestern, that's when all the black people come out. So
that make you mad.
But it was funny when McNeese came to town, man. All the white people sat in one little clump in the end zone.
I bet if y'all don't take the band, I bet you it won't be that many show up.
Oh, we don't bring the band. Ain't nobody showing up.
That's what y'all do to them. Keep the band at home. Don't tell them to the last minute. Let them be
I'm
bought some tickets.
I'm not even a band person. I might not show up in the band. If the band don't come, because I don't like that city, man. When I told my wife we was going to the game, she said, "Don't you hate Lake Charles?" I said, "Yeah, but something's gonna be there." That changes everything.
Go. Yeah.
Especially the first game. You know that's got to be there.
But my wife said she heard that Bethune was not going to bring their band to USF, and they already backing out, talking about not going. So she planning on going to South Carolina State game with me.
If they don't show up, then ain't nobody showing up in that stadium. You know what USF attendance is like.
Yeah.
They don't turn out for much. And I was living there when they were at their peak with Jim Levitt, you know what I'm saying? When they was winning 8-9 games and losing at the end of the season, UConn, you know what I'm saying? So right. I was in the house for almost every game they played in 06, 07, 08, 09. I was in the house a lot of them games. They don't really turn out. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about Bama State since we did Jackson State, we did FAMU. Let's do the other top contender in the East. Let me see. Get the Bama State. I don't know where I don't really know where I fall with Bama State. I'm kind of high on them, but I'm not like super high on them.
I don't know either. You know, I still got a question about them, but you know, going off of last season, they in the same situation with FAMU. They got to get 9 wins. I mean, that's what they got to get now. What they gonna do? I don't exactly see their schedule. If you could pull that up or call it out, but they're in that same situation. It's just, are they gonna be able to walk that walk? That's a long walk that they're gonna have to walk. You got to be built for it. So that's. Oh yeah,
that's my concern. Is how they really made. You know, if they really championship contenders. First, they open up with North Carolina Central. That's a huge game. JB standing on business right out the gate.
What did he say?
12-0, 9-3 as they flow. JB standing on business. I like it.
9-3 is the feeling.
So they open up with Central in the Orange Blossom Classic. They play Miles at home. They go to Samford. They get bye week. They go to Bethune. They get FAMU. Then they get Valley. Bye week. Magic City Classic. Alcorn and Mobile. At Grambling. Jackson at home. Prairie View at home. Tuskegee at home. So they get 3 games in a row to close out the season. That works good for them.
They're going to win 7 games. They're going to win 7 games, man. They're going to win 7 games. 7-5. That's what it sounds like. 7-5. 7-5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them 8. I'm gonna give them 8. They got 9. They got 9 games in the state of Alabama, so they ain't got to do a lot of traveling. The schedule really shape up well for them. That last stretch against Prairie View and Jackson, that's gonna be tough. And you know, everybody who know about playing at Grambling know crazy things can happen up there. So, you know, that could be a dicey game. The Alcorn game gonna be interesting. So them last 4 conference games, really, from the Magic City on, is gonna be a dogfight week in and week out. Them gonna be some tough games. So if they survive that, I think they're gonna be in good shape. But that could break them. I think early FAMU is the litmus test. I think FAMU and North Carolina Central are the games I think that's gonna really.
That's when we're gonna see who they are. The Labor Day weekend at the OB Orange Blossom Classic. That's when you're gonna tell what kind of team they are, and then you know I'll be able to pick better off of that. But right now I see 7-5. I don't know that North Carolina Central is going to be so great, but I still want to see it. I still just
Yeah,
got to see.
see, I don't like you said, I don't know how good Central gonna be as a team, but I know they're gonna be coached good. You know what I'm saying? I know they're gonna be prepared and they're gonna be physical. Now I don't know what kind of overall talent they're gonna have because they lost a lot, but they're not gonna be a walkover, and they're gonna come in, with an attitude because Coach Oliver already building up that chip on their shoulder right now already, so they're gonna come in with that. Is that enough to get them through a whole game? Probably not. So it's going to be interesting to see if Bama State offensively can be pretty decent that first game. I'm not expecting a lot first game because first game you always got hiccups. You know what I mean? Most teams, most of the time you always got hiccups. But if they come out of that and they don't overlook Miles, which that's Miles Super Bowl, so they're gonna be waiting to catch you again. So. If you come out of 2 games, I think that puts them in a good spot. I think it's shape up. I think it's shape up good for them if they can survive that first week.
Right. Well, that'll tell us a lot. That'll tell the story on them. Win or lose, because they could lose and have a good showing and still, make a lot of noise in SWAC play. I'm not gonna say if they lose that game that it's gonna just write off their season.
If they win it, that don't automatically mean that they're gonna be great. Because sometimes a good first game don't mean a lot down the stretch. I know you probably remember. You might not. Remember when Steve Spurrier took over the Redskins?
I remember him taking over the Redskins, but I can't remember no specific games. A Cowboy fan.
The only game I remember is they first preseason game, and the preseason don't never count. But he called out he put out all the stops. They were running reverses, all kind of stuff. They scored like 42 points in that game, and then the rest of the season, I don't know how many. They didn't win a lot of games, and the offense was putrid. But I always look at that like when teams have a good first game, sometimes the rest of it just fall off the cliff. So. That I don't think one way or the other we're gonna be able to just say that's who Bama State is, win or lose. But that's gonna be a test. They're gonna be tested in that game. So I think they gonna prepare them for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna do one more over under, and then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. This time move fast, man. Before you know it, I'm getting some good smells out the kitchen, so I'm about ready to go eat. We're gonna do Alabama A&M since Coach Maynard is on the hot seat. We're gonna do the Bulldogs. They start off at Auburn. They have 2 D2 or D3 games, whatever Georgetown, Kentucky is. But they got Kentucky State and then Georgetown, Kentucky, and then at Austin Peay. They go to FAMU. They get Jackson in Mobile. They get Bethune at home. They get bye week. Then they got Magic City Classic against Bama State, Southern at home, at Pine Bluff, Grambling at home, and at Valley, which can always be a game that could trip you up at the end. I think I said they got two low-level games, so that kind of hurts. But I say I think I said like 5.
I say 5. I say 5 on them. And one of them gonna be against Jackson. As they wishing it on us. Now I see 5.
I love it. Like I said, I just don't, like I say, I hate 2 non-D1 games, man. One is fine. Especially, like Tuskegee or somebody like that. One is fine, but 2 I don't like. So that already, that kind of pushed you in an odd spot. If they lose that Magic City Classic and they don't have a good record coming into it, I think that's it.
Well, I worry about them when they you think they're gonna lose the match? You talking about if they lose the Magic City Classic? You think that's it for Maynard? You think that? Yeah. If they lose that, that's it for him for sure. But I I think when they come to Tallahassee, it is going to be a big game for us because it's going to be a lot of pressure. It's going to be the first SWAC conference game for us. It'll be us trying to continue the win streak and brag, you know. And like I said last week or week before, they've been playing us tough before, so you know. I don't think they're gonna be no cupcake, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be a pushover because I think they have one of the top offenses in the conference. I don't know if a lot of people realize that, but they have a very good offense as long as they're not turning the ball over, which obviously is a big issue. But you know, they got a quarterback battle going on, at least as far as I remember from earlier. So that's gonna be interesting. But it's a potential situation that they could start conference playoff 0-3. Because Bethune did beat them last year, beat them pretty soundly. So, you know, that
they couldn't throw the ball. I remember
yeah.
they couldn't throw the ball. So that was, you know, as long as they wanted to mention it like that, until they prove they can throw the ball, then I could see more victories for them. But they can run it though.
Oh yeah, if you let them run the ball, they will have a solid game on you. Ask Grambling. Last season they ran the ball very well against Grambling, and I think they put like 45 or 42 up against Grambling. So
if you turn the ball over, when you get your opportunity on offense with the ball and you turn the ball over to them and let them run it right back down and score again, it could put you in a bad situation, you know.
Yeah,
so
that's the kind of team you don't want to fall behind against because they can run the ball with so many different people. But that's also the kind of team that if you in a close game, they might give it to you because they're gonna turn the ball over. You know, they're gonna turn the ball over. They're gonna make dumb mistakes. They're gonna have odd play calls sometimes. They're gonna cost them, you know, a possession. So they never gonna just fully, you know, pull away from you. But if you put them in a position where they can dominate the time of possession and everything, they'll do that. But I just don't feel that their defense is up to par yet. So I think that I think they have opportunity if they put some things together, but that opening stretch of the conference play is gonna be tough. You know, your first 4 games are divisional games, so you really can't drop very many of them. Because it's conceivable that they could go into the Magic City Classic at 2-5. 2-5 with two wins or whatever they are. So that's not pretty. But it's also possible that you could win a few of them games. So, you know, I think they kind of one of them wild card teams. I don't really fully know where they at to really make a strong pick on them because, like you said, they play FAMU tough. And
it's a dude I see, Jay White. I think it's Jay White. I see him all over different places picking them to win everything.
Yeah, he a bulldog, and he believe in they believe. But I'm interested to see how they handle dropping a couple games. You know what the temperature is on Maynard if they don't come out strong. So you got to be careful with them kind of seasons. So I think they're gonna be a team that could possibly be dangerous, but they could also be a team that just drop off the face of the earth. Let's do one more, and then we're gonna get up out of here, man. Because I want to do Alcorn since we had some Braves in here. I want to go ahead and do them. They open up with 2 FBS games at UAB and at Vanderbilt. They get Edward Waters at home. They go to McNeese. They get Valley on the road. They get Pine Bluff at home. They get Grambling at Grambling. They get Southern in Baton Rouge. Bye week, Bama State in Mobile. Take Southern at home, at Prairie View, and at Jackson. So they another team got a kind of tough finish to their season. But I Alcorn got some offensive questions that I need to see answered pretty quickly. But them 2 FBS games back to back, I don't like that. That if it's one thing that make me concerned is I don't like 2 FBS games back to back. I don't feel like you get any momentum out of that.
Right. at least they get it out of the way early, and maybe they can use that as preseason or whatever. And they could play some depth and don't try and bang up and just don't get none of their players all banged up in games that really probably not going to make any difference to them. But I'm kind of high. I'm kind of high on them in a way. I think they're gonna win at least 7 to 8 games. I don't know how, but I can see them winning that many games. I think they'll be up there in the championship as far as winning the SWAC West. I think they up there right there in the mix. And I understand what you're saying about the offense, but with the defense that they got returning, I think that's going to be enough for them to get through some of those, the lesser teams that are in the conference. And then, they got to go to Grambling, right?
Yeah.
They go to Grambling and they go to Jackson.
No, they get Jackson at home.
Oh.
They go to Prairie View, then they go to Jackson. So that's a tough stretch. They fought 3 of their first 4 conference games on the road. So that's always dicey. But I think I got them at like 7. I think. I think 8 is possible.
They beat Jackson last year.
Come together. Yeah, they did.
They beat Jackson last year. So they lost to Prairie View though, wasn't it? No, they lost to Texas.
Yeah, they lost to Prairie View on a late field goal, and they lost to Texas Southern last year. I don't know how TSU blew them out.
I think they can write those 2 games right there. I think they can fix those 2. They got I think they got a chance if everything fall into place. Grambling is always going to be tough for them because they don't win at Grambling that often, so that's always going to be tough for them. But I think they got a good chance. And starting off at Valley in conference play is always, no offense to Valley, but that's always a good thing for you. Give you a chance. Right, get out the gate strong. I think they they can get them first. To come out them. They come out them 2 FBS games. Pretty healthy. I think they got a good stretch because you got Edward Waters right after that. So whatever happened in the first couple of games, you get a chance to get right that next week. Right. You go to McNeese, who you didn't beat 2 times in a row, so you kind of understand how to beat them. You get Valley and Pine Bluff, and then you go to Grambling, and then Southern. So you get to gain some momentum. They get to start gain some momentum.
Yeah, I think coming up, I like I said, I think coming off the first 2 games, you got a good chance of building momentum after that if you can stack up some wins. So that's why I'm kind of high on Alcorn. I think the ending is going to be tough because, like you say, Jackson and Prairie View are always going to be a battle. At least the last couple of years with Prairie View been a battle. Alcorn just need to not lose them games they're not supposed to. If they can not drop a game that they're not supposed to. Yeah. TSU done beat them 2 times in a row, so they, you can't lose them kind of games. That kind of stuff is what separates you from a championship, and they know that. And I like Coach Thomas, and that's another reason why I like Alcorn. So I got them at 7-5, but that's, to me, 7-5 in the West is like a 6-2 conference record. So I think that's fine. But really, like 6-2, whatever. But I think they're in a good mix right there.
I would love to host them down in Tallahassee in the championship game. That'll be the last team from the SWAC that we haven't beat. So that'll be a big matchup. You know what I'm saying? So if we go through the SWAC undefeated and they make it to that championship game, it'll be a big, you know what I'm saying? That'll be a big story angle to go through.
I thought we was gonna have it last year, but the Texas Southern game happened, and that stopped Alcorn from going.
That's the only team we haven't seen in the SWAC. We haven't seen Alcorn. That's the team that we haven't switched over to that part of the schedule yet.
It's a possibility that's the matchup. But I think it's gonna be a good season. It's gonna be an exciting season. Like you said, we right around the corner from the start of the season, and next week, hopefully, man, Big Soldier have everything working, and he could stay on with us. He had to drop on, couldn't get on, but man, we thank y'all for getting down with us, man. Jerome, thank you, man. You holding it down big time, man. I appreciate it. Next week is a big week. We're gonna start to get ready for the actual games. You got anything you want to say, Jerome, before we get up out of here?
I'm gonna try and do a band breakdown, FAMU, every weekend coming up and into the season, the band matchup. So next weekend be week 0, be the March 100 versus Norfolk State, and I'm gonna try and give a little preview on next Thursday show on that matchup. So maybe y'all might look forward to that.
Y'all stay tuned for that. That's gonna be something that we do pretty regular once the season start, and we're just gonna continue. We're gonna have our predictions and stuff for the game and have us a good time like we've been doing. So, man, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next week on another edition of SWAC Smoke.
Peace.